Imagine an empire. Not just a collection of cities, but a sprawling civilization that stretched across 3 continents. For over 1,000 years, Rome was the center of this world. It commanded vast armies and controlled immense wealth. But what held this massive entity together? The answer is not just legions or laws. It was a network of roads, a system of stone and gravel arteries that pumped life through the empire. This was the original internet, a 50,000-mile web from the misty frontiers of Scotland to the sands of the Sahara. It was a masterpiece of engineering. Yet here is the great paradox. This incredible network is now largely invisible. Most of these ancient superhighways are gone. They are buried beneath the asphalt of our modern streets. They are hidden under farmers' fields or lost to the slow, relentless march of time. The very veins of the empire have become ghostly traces on the landscape. We drive over them every day, completely unaware of the history beneath our wheels. These lost roads represent a hidden empire that still shapes the world we live in today. Think about the next time you are walking in a European city. You might step off a modern paved sidewalk onto a small patch of uneven ancient stones. In that single step, you cross millennia. You feel the history under your feet. This is the sensation we are chasing. We are embarking on an epic journey to trace these hidden roots. We will peel back the layers of the present to reveal the engineering genius of the past. Our quest will take us across the former Roman world, from the heart of Italy to the frontiers of Britain and the deserts of North Africa. Our journey begins where it all started, on the Queen of Roads. The Via Appia, or Appian Way, was the first great Roman road. It was a statement of power and a marvel of its time. It set the standard for all the roads that would follow. From this single, vital artery, the network grew, branching out to connect every corner of the Roman domain. Understanding the Via Appia is the key to understanding how Rome managed to conquer and control such a vast territory for so long. It is the first clue in our grand map quest. Our expedition will follow the ghostly footprints of Roman engineers and soldiers. We will uncover the secrets of their incredible success. This journey raises fundamental questions we will seek to answer. How were these roads actually built? What sophisticated techniques, what hidden technologies allowed these structures to be so durable that some survived 2,000 years later? We will explore the minds of the surveyors who plotted their paths and the hands of the legionaries who laid the stones. Their work was not just about transport, it was about imposing order on a chaotic world, stamping Rome's authority onto the very land itself. Why were these roads so crucial? They were far more than simple paths. They were the lifelines of the Roman military machine. Legions could move with unprecedented speed to quell rebellions, to defend borders. They were the bustling corridors of commerce, grain from Africa, wine from Gaul. This network fueled the empire's economy. It spread Roman culture, a physical manifestation of Roman power, a tool for conquest and administration. It fundamentally changed governance in the ancient world. Our map quest guides us to what remains today, the best preserved sections of the network, the iconic stretches of the Appian Way outside Rome, forgotten tracks in the English countryside, and sun-baked roads in the deserts of Tunisia. What can these fragments tell us about the people who built them? Modern cities and highways still follow remarkably straight Roman lines, proving the past is never truly buried. These remnants are more than archaeological curiosities. They are living history, and they reveal the enduring legacy of Rome's hidden highways. The story of the Roman road network begins not with a grand unified plan, but with a pressing need. In the 4th century BC, Rome was not yet an empire. It was a burgeoning republic, a powerful city-state fighting for control of the Italian peninsula. Its leaders faced a fundamental problem: how to move armies quickly and reliably. The old dirt tracks that crisscrossed the landscape were slow, muddy, and treacherous. To conquer, and more importantly, to hold territory, Rome needed something better. This was the seed of the vision, a vision of connection, of control, and of military dominance. The roads were born from the ambition to bind newly conquered lands directly to the heart of the Republic. This was a radical idea for its time. Armies had always marched, but their speed was dictated by the terrain. Roman leaders began to understand that infrastructure was a weapon of war. A purpose-built road would allow legions to respond to threats with lightning speed, projecting power far beyond the city walls. But the vision extended beyond military might. A permanent road would also link new territories culturally and economically. It would carry not just soldiers, but also Roman law, Roman taxes, and the Latin language. Every mile of paved stone would be a mile of land stamped with the authority of Rome, turning distant, resentful subjects into integrated parts of a growing state. The political will to fund such massive projects was a critical component. Men like the censor Appius Claudius Caecus, who would later give his name to the first great road, saw infrastructure as a path to political legacy. Spending vast sums of public money on a road was a public declaration of Rome's power and permanence. It was a tangible benefit for citizens, merchants, and soldiers alike. These ambitious projects became symbols of the Republic's strength and its commitment to long-term governance. They were not just building a road, they were building the physical framework for an empire that would last 1,000 years. Thus, the birth of the network was driven by a powerful trinity of aims. First, the strategic necessity of rapid military movement to secure and pacify territory. Second, the administrative need to bind a growing state together with law, communication, and a shared economy. And third, the political ambition of leaders who wanted to leave an indelible mark on the world. This combination of practicality and propaganda turned a simple concept, a paved path, into the most transformative engineering project of the ancient world, as the first surveyors and engineers were about to turn this powerful vision into a physical reality. Before the first stone could be laid, the path had to be chosen. This critical task fell to a group of specialist engineers and surveyors, the unsung heroes of the Roman road. These men were the protagonists of this first act, armed with simple but effective tools and an uncanny understanding of the landscape. Their primary instrument was the groma, a surprisingly elegant device. It consisted of a vertical staff with a horizontal cross from which 4 plumb lines were suspended. By aligning the strings, a surveyor could plot perfectly straight lines and lay out precise right angles, ensuring the road marched across the land with Roman directness. These early surveyors were masters of their craft. They did not simply draw a straight line on a map from point A to point B. They had to walk the land, assessing every challenge it presented. Their goal was to find the most efficient route, balancing the desire for straightness with the practicalities of the terrain. They sought to avoid swampy lowlands and impossibly steep mountainsides. They understood hydrology, choosing routes that would be less prone to flooding and less prone to erosion. Their work was a meticulous blend of mathematics, geology, and practical problem-solving, all done without the aid of modern technology. They were the pioneers, plotting the course of empire. The process began with a strategic objective handed down from Rome: connect the capital to a key coastal port or a newly established colony. The surveyors would then set out, their groma and measuring rods in hand, to chart the course. They were often accompanied by a military escort, as they were frequently working in recently conquered and still hostile territory. Their work was dangerous and demanding. They had to visualize a massive construction project in a wild landscape, making decisions that would determine the flow of legions and commerce for centuries to come. Their lines became the empire's arteries. Once the route was staked out, the real labor could begin. The surveyors' markings guided the next wave of protagonists, the legionary engineers. Roman soldiers were not just fighters, they were builders. After a successful campaign, the same legions that had conquered the territory were often put to work building the road that would secure it. This had a dual purpose: It kept the soldiers busy and disciplined during times of peace, and it rapidly integrated the new land into the Roman system. The surveyor handed his plans to the centurion, and the picks and shovels began to transform a line of wooden stakes into a highway of stone. In 312 BC, a vision for a connected republic took monumental form. The censor Appius Claudius Caecus initiated construction, the Via Appia. Rome was embroiled in the Samnite Wars. The republic needed a reliable, all-weather route to move troops and supplies to Capua. The Appian Way was built as a military superhighway, direct from Rome to the front. A declaration in stone, Rome was in Italy to stay. The project was unprecedented in scale, not just a path, a complex engineering system. Engineers dug a shallow trench, the fossa, along a surveyed line. Foundation first. They filled the trench with layered materials to ensure stability and drainage. Large stones, fist-sized stones, sand. That layering stopped roads from washing away or turning to mud. On top, successive layers of smaller stones, gravel, crushed rock, compacted tightly, smaller stones, gravel, crushed rock, a flexible, strong roadbed for marching legions and heavy carts. The final surface, large, tightly fitted polygonal basalt blocks. A slight camber sloped rainwater toward drainage ditches. The Appian Way ran over 130 miles in its first phase, remarkably straight and durable. It became the blueprint, layered foundations, drainage, durable paving. Appius Claudius had built more than a road. He built the model for an empire, one stone at a time.